Hey YouTube. So right now I am not going to do a reaction video. I'm going to ask you guys a question. But before I do that, I just want to say I've been doing reaction videos for about 10 weeks now, and I've really had my eyes opened by you guys to some fantastic music, some great musicians, through from the 60s to about the 80s, and a couple from the last 10, 15 years. For me, the biggest eye opener is the journey of Pink Floyd, and as well as a lot of others. I've heard a lot more Elvis, a lot more of different artists that I've never heard of, but Pink Floyd for me, that's been a real eye opener, and that's opened my mind up to much more different types of music. I won't say genres because I don't know what the actual genre is, but just a different era, different feeling and experiences within music. So I just want to say thank you for that. Anyway, coming on to my question. So if you guys do not subscribe or you don't know who I am, this will make no sense to you. Feel free to switch off, or it might make sense to you. And I'd like to know either way. So what I do is I, as well as reacting to music, I've 6 or 7 hobbies, and I want to get your opinion on this. My question is, should I incorporate some of these other things onto my reaction videos? I don't want to create another channel. To be honest, I didn't really want to create another channel for these things because they're like private and probably a bit boring. But a couple of people have actually said to me, why don't you include them in your channels? In your channel. So, what do you guys think? Um, I don't want to keep it separate because I don't want to create multiple channels, just to reiterate that. So it's either I include them in this channel or I don't include them at all. So firstly, horology. I do watchmaking, clock repair, restoration, watch restoration, which is kind of linked to point number 2, which is a repair shop. So I own a repair shop and a restoration shop called the Kent Repair Shop, and so I put a lot of my repairs and restoration work, especially with antiques and clocks and watches, on my Kent Repair Shop Facebook page. And I get loads of interest from people that are interested in that thing or the owners of the items I'm repairing. Now, and would you guys like to see that? It might sound really boring to some, but it might interest others. Would you like to see time lapses of watch restoration, watch repair, and I can try and create some videos around there and include them on my channel going forward? Let me know. The second thing is running and training. So I used to do a bit of powerlifting. Probably don't look it, but this was before I got carpal tunnel in my wrists, and I found it difficult to lift weights for about a year until I started doing a bit more running. Anyway, long story short, I signed up for a marathon, Berlin. Didn't go ahead last year because of COVID, but I'm hopeful it's going to go ahead this year. So I'm training again, and I do a lot of not advice because I'm not in the position to advise people, but I try and motivate people to go running because I do something called hill running. So I'll run, for example, 5 miles downhill, 5 miles uphill, whatever, 5k, 10k, 10 miles, just it varies. Would you like to see any videos on training and nutrition and exercises that I do and stuff like that to help you guys, or maybe I put them up there and you help me, something like that? So should I include that? That's point number 3. Point number 4 is I'm the chairman of and founder of Astronomical Society. So I'm actually on a personal level, I'm a physicist, so I do a lot of astronomy, cosmology, and a bit of astrophotography as well. I don't do it a lot because I can't really meet anyone for observation nights, but I do it every now and then. Would you guys like to know or see some videos on astronomy and things like that? I don't want this channel to become like a Chinese menu, or it's just this, that, and everything and loads of other stuff mixed in. But there are people that are interested in this stuff, as I was. So would you guys like to see that? Okay, that's point number 4. Point number 5. I'm a painter, so I do a lot of, not a lot, but I do quite a lot of painting, mainly acrylic, landscape stuff. Think Bob Ross, right? If you guys know who he is. I mean, I love the guy. I don't think he's the best painter, but he's certainly my inspiration. Um, I'm no Monet, but I do a lot of painting. I actually own a Instagram page called Hawksmere Art and a Facebook page called Hawksmere Art. It's actually Hawksmere underscore art. And I'm also in the Saatchi gallery as well. So I do quite a few paintings on the Saatchi gallery. You can find them. And I was thinking about, I do have time lapses of my paintings and videos of them and stuff. Would you guys like me to do and include paintings and kind of show you how I paint, and maybe you can tell me what I can do better or learn from it. I think it's a good, really good lockdown hobby is getting a paintbrush out. Side point, I started painting in November 2019. My first paint, very first time I picked up a paintbrush, very first time since school, which was about 35 years ago. That painting sold for $280 the very first time I picked it up. So I don't know, maybe I just watched too much Bob Ross and just imitated him very well. Okay, that's point number 5. Point number 6 is I'm not a horologist, but I'm a gardener. When I say gardener, I mean a serious gardener, as in I do seasonal sowing, planting, anything from the usual vegetables to more exotic vegetables, lots of flowers, big restoration projects, and I don't really share them anywhere other than my personal Instagram page. But would you guys like to know about that? It might sound a bit boring to some people, but to me, I love everything about gardening. I love even vegetables, so I can teach you guys about or not teach you, it's the wrong word, I can share with you guys my experiences, let you know what I do around the garden, the greenhouse, my allotments, and I've got quite a vast space that I work in outside my garden, and this season, so here it's February, and I'm in Kent in the UK, so it's coming on to spring, it's slowly getting warmer, we just had a beast from the east, as we call it. But next week the temperature is going up by about 13, 14, 15 degrees Celsius, which is decent, and I'll start sowing my seeds. You know what I mean? Would you like to see any of that stuff, get involved, or would you like me to include that stuff on this channel? Let me know. There are some other things I do which probably are not as interesting, but the very first point, the Kent Repair Shop, we also restore antiques. So today, for example, I restored a Victorian chair. I think it was Victorian chair. Anyway, it was about 100 years old. So yeah, probably just after Victoria. I think she died 1901, something like that. So about 120, 130 years old chair I restored today. I've just got in a music box, which I'm going to start restoring next week. I've got rocking horse. So I get all these items that come in to me. My job is to restore them, give them back to their owner, and I enjoy that. And I can get you guys involved in my restoration projects. Okay. That's about it. That's enough to keep me busy. So just to reiterate, the watchmaking and clockmaking, the gardening and the growing of vegetables, flowers and other stuff, even just cultivation, if that's the word, the antique stuff, the antique repair, the antique restoration, that stuff. Would you like to see that? The exercise, running stuff, and see me, who's slightly out of shape now because I've not run for 10 days, get back on that, take you guys with me on my journey towards the marathon in Berlin, which is in September if it goes ahead, and also the astronomy. I probably won't include that because that's very on and off at the moment because of COVID. Oh yeah, another thing I'm doing is I'm actually learning. I play a bit guitar, but I've always played guitar by tabs, never by reading sheet music. For the first time in my life, I'm reading sheet music, and I've just bought a keyboard. In fact, it's here. Oh, let me just show you 1 second. It's quite a monster, and I'm learning keyboard, and if you guys want to come with me for any reason on that journey, then I can start including some videos about that. Anyway, let me know. Let me have your thoughts. It might sound like pretentious, self-obsessed kind of self-promotion, and that's not why I'm doing this. My question is, should I include any or all of these or none of these elements on my current channel, which is currently just about reactions? Thank you.